public domain. So we end up making a mistake by putting this government in place. St. Vincent is going to see what we are seeing. And I hope they too is brave and able to take the bull by its horn. So, Trinidad and Tobago. As we move on to what should be to the realities of what could take place here in Trinidad and Tobago. And there is a timeline that I will ask you, Trinidad and Tobago, to pay attention to. Kamla Prasad Bisesa would have went to Tobago on our official trip. And yes, we would have summarized it. But pay attention closely to the end, and you are going to see.
International media said that Trinidad and Tobago is a nation of fishermen. Nothing is further than true. We have fishermen, but we have other industries, we have other forms of income, and the pressure is being given that it's fishermen of Trinidad and Tobago being bombed out of the sea. What are you doing out there? Why are you so far out? Why don't you stay in your zone? Why don't you stay in TNT waters? And you'll be safe. Trinidad is not a target. Tobago is not a target. So I totally disagree with the narrative out there by some, that we're exposing our nationals to danger. As Farley said it earlier, there's war and there are rumors and rumors of war. There is no war. TNT is not a target.
At this time, we've had some issues with the existing radar systems and their capabilities. The new radar equipment being installed in Tobago is being installed to strengthen our capabilities and to assist us with counter-trafficking in terms of drugs, arms and ammunition, and interestingly human trafficking, which is becoming somewhat of an issue in Tobago. You may not know that there have been and continue to be illegal flights almost daily, inclusive of drone flights, which deliver drugs and guns from the mainland, as the traffickers have now grown some common sense.
Since last month, the U.S. military has been blowing up speedboats in the waters off Venezuela.
Wayne Sturge, Minister in the Ministry of Defense. Come to you, Trinidad and Tobago. That broadcast was done in Tobago. Wayne Sturge, the Minister of Defense, would have tell you, and this, here is where I know many of the social media activists get paid off and they don't care about activism no more. They are comfortable with their $40,000 that they would have received during the election period. Wayne Sturge come and he would have told Trinidad and Tobago that there have been drones dropping drugs from Trinidad to Tobago. And none of the social media activists find something fishy. Where's the pictures? Where's the evidence? My God! Trinidad and Tobago, are you so stupid? When Sturge come big and bold and telling you, Trinidad and Tobago, that we put in a radar system there Because we have been observing that there have been drones leaving Trinidad and Tobago and dropping drugs in Tobago. And when we say, Trinidad, that many of you here is gullible, this is the reason why. Because no minister under the PNM regime could have come and tell Oya that, and Oya ask for evidence. How the hell Wayne Surge can say something like that? And at the end of the day, it go untested. This man is a lawyer. This man would have came and make a broad statement in the presence of Farley Augustine, the person that is tasked with the responsibility to run Tobago, and you are telling the people of Trinidad and Tobago that drugs leaving Trinidad. So we install a radar system. The US installed that for we. And no evidence whatsoever. No evidence whatsoever. None. Or you ain't see a drone in mid-air? Boy, this man, yeah, boy, this man.
War. TNT is not a target.
At this time, we've had some issues with the existing radar systems and their capabilities. The new radar equipment being installed in Tobago is being installed to strengthen our capabilities and to assist us with counter-trafficking in terms of drugs, arms and ammunition, and interestingly, human trafficking, which is becoming somewhat of an issue in Tobago. You may not know that there have been and continue to be illegal flights almost daily, inclusive of drone flights, which deliver drugs and guns from the mainland, as the traffickers have now grown some common sense.
Since last month, the U.S. military has been blowing up speedboats in the waters off Venezuela in what it calls
So Wayne Surge would have indicated to the entire population that there are drugs that is leaving Trinidad. He would have indicated to you that the traffickers in Trinidad get wise underneath a SOE, so the SOE not working. Or you want to install a radar system, and now you're telling the people of Trinidad and Tobago that all you see, all you had was to improve it because of what? All you had was to improve this because of people leaving Trinidad to carry drugs in Tobago, and no evidence have been given to the public. None. How we could encourage a man like Wayne Surge in the presence of Farley Augustine that's supposed to be holding the people, the government accountable, to make such a foolish blunder? But you hear this man, boy? This man come out within the public domain and tell you, Trinidad. He didn't tell me either, because I catch Wayne Surge one time. He said we install the radar system to catch drugs because there was illegal flights leaving Trinidad and going to Tobago. And we install the radar system to catch them. And up till now, no evidence whatsoever. this man bring to the forefront. And I am asking you, Trinidad, how gullible many of you are. There is an election that is due to take place on the 12th of January 2026. And this broadcast here is to inform you so on that day you make the correct assessment that when you are going into these polling booths, you vote out Farley Augustine and you put it on the back burner and you carry same Alan Sampson. He had to get voted out too, Joel Sampson and David Thomas, because these men is incapable. Man, we had a guest online here, you know. None other. I mean, let me put up the guest on the screen before me. The man indeed no introduction. Trust what I say. The man needs no introduction. Let me get this thing here so we could put this man up on the screen, because when people start to talk, when he started to talk, people just start to get frightened. Now asking them come off live, come off here. You understand? But when this man started to talk, people just started to get frightened. Just what I'm telling you. So we are none other than the fearless warrior online. Let me load on this thing. Good afternoon to you, sir. Good afternoon.
Workers' Rights Platform. Let me just move this. I've seen myself twice here, so I don't want to see myself three times.
That might feed that yesterday. You must see yourself twice.
Oh, okay. But well, I know that we have but I'm not too sure if you would have played the Farley Augustine video already.
Yes, I would have
played the Farley Augustine video. No. Oh, we played it. Okay. I do apologize for that. Coming in a little late because there's a lady who I do spend time with, a 94-year-old lady. She's 94 years today. You hear me?
Yes, we are hearing you. I hear you.
Right. Yeah, she is 94 years today. Miss Bass is her name. And she's celebrating her 94th birthday today. And we want to wish her happy birthday today. Yes, a birthday greetings from all of us on her celebration on her birthday. But let's get down to brass tacks here, because here he was talking about Farley and all we have to get rid of and all these different things. But Jeffrey, Jeffrey.
Yes, I hear you loud and clear. Oh God, what went on the way, sir? Sometimes these things just tend to happen. Let me see if we could get back fearless. I don't know.
Yes, Jeffrey, you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you. We wasn't hearing all the time.
Oh, okay. So you hear me better now, right? Good.
Yes, so
all right.
Right. So we let me put you up on the screen. Right.
All right. If we could have split the screen like how we had it last time, that would have been good enough. But nevertheless, my face come off the screen here, boy. You see me on the screen or you ain't see me on the screen?
Yes, I seen you. I put it up. We go down and split the screen and all.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. Nice. Yes. So I hustled because let me tell you something. You always have to pay homage to all those people who would have laid the pathway for us so that we could enjoy what we enjoy today.
Mm-hmm.
And when we look at those who have led the pathway, we see where a man stole a whole party from his colleagues. Nobody don't call me now. Oh, you don't call me now. Don't call me now. Look, you see, that's why I decided to put my thing on. Do not disturb. I don't know why there's one to call you as they're doing a live. Like they just choose that time. A man stole a whole party. And when he stole the party, he had no remorse. He said that everybody who was elected, they were elected as independent members of the assembly. I don't know where in history that ever happens, where you go up with a party, but you are being elected as independent members of any political party. So that means there's independence operating in a party. So it's a party of independence then. That to tell you how Farley has undermined his own partner who gave him the first ever suit in his life. He undermined his partner, whoever put on that nice suit on him and make him feel like a man. Because, well, let me not say that, because you know people will say,
yeah, they go
try to imply that.
They go try to say all kind of thing.
Yeah, they go try to imply that, you know, he's not a man now. But then we just had a question, but then we see he get married, but then let me leave it be. But nevertheless, we saw where he took the man party, turned the man party to he party called the what? The Tobago something people, wherever. And then all of a sudden, go on in the bed, lie down and make sweet love with a party in Trinidad, a deceitful snake party in Trinidad. And you know, it was like it was listening to Sparrow song, the lizard run up your leg and disappear. Because that's what he did, and he just disappeared with the people party. And he go and lie down in bed. He make sweet love, he get money. She come to Tobago, she get more than a thing. Here, hold this, hold a whole Corey. You go and make money off of that. And then turn wrong. And say, okay, well, I give you all of that. I give you more money in your budget that you ever experienced in your life. You have everything you want. Don't ask me no question. And she put on a whole radar because she said she personally wanted that radar. I don't know why she want a military radar in Trinidad, no. But she wanted a personal, there's something wrong with this woman. She wanted a personal military radar. We could send the bombs wherever they want to send them. So we had to be careful in Trinidad. Because this woman is projecting this kind of warmongering fear factor in Trinidadians. You can imagine you say no and you just hear a bomb dropping. As Farley say, what drugs just come in drones and drop in Tobago? Well, listen, I don't know when the lies will stop. Because when I see Kobo, I really wanted to see that Kobo drop that piece of shit on the head. No, and you know the name of the Kobo that dropped the ship? You know the name of the Kobo that dropped the ship?
Where's the name of the Kobo?
They say the name of the Kobo was Kamla. They say the name of the Kobo was Kamla. She dropped that shit on the head, but up, and said, don't open your mouth, don't say nothing. Just take it. I tell you, when you really look at Farley and these fellas and them, Farley and them, like she take off the balls off of them because they have no balls again. And she emasculate them down to nothing to make them she puppet. Come here, puppet, come. Come here, Farley. Farley, Farley, don't say nothing, Farley. And then Farley, yes, like a little loopy dog. Come running because master call, come Farley, Farley come. Farley come, the man. And Farley come, yes. Don't ask no question. I put on this radar in Tobago and you go and sit down there with stage and you ask all the stupid questions right there. And people of Tobago not worried what this woman has put them in Tobago.
So you
And
say
they don't expect us.
So you say Farley getting on like a dog.
Farley getting like a dog, a little loopy dog, them little pumpet, or a chihuahua. Yeah, he had to get groomed and pruned.
So how he does song? He does song like this then? He does song worse than that?
Now that a big dog, that man dog. He's a little child dog. No, that voice too deep for Farley. That voice is too deep for Farley. Farley do song like that. Farley is so like somebody bite off his tail. That is Farley for you. When you look at these fellas and them, you're playing the chihuahuas?
No, well, no, well, let me say that, you know. We only have big dog over on this side.
Well,
we don't entertain them small dog.
yeah. Well, I don't know. Well, they say he gets somebody pregnant. I don't know. But all right. But let me leave it there because I know I saw him eating. I think he loves to eat hot dogs. But nevertheless, let me leave it right there. But nevertheless, Farley is a man that cannot be trusted, Renaissance. Farley is a man that cannot be trusted. And when a man can make a 360 degrees after saying to the people that he don't know nothing about that, he don't know nothing about radar, he don't know nothing about nothing, and then turn around and say, well, I got some information. After he MP in Tobago East by talking to the media and telling the media, yes, he's aware of it, but Farley don't know nothing about it. What is really going on in this country? There's some work going on in this country. Who really the head?
And you know, shamelessly, Farley would have made a speech, and he would have been depicting that, you know, he is. I mean, coming as you go along, you are going to have alliances, and then he's shamelessly telling the people and them that we shouldn't quarrel with the people and them who make decisions on we behalf. We have to go and start to change the law that say that. And the best person to do it is the TPP. Farley no shame, boy. In the same breath, he shoot himself in the foot. And he's telling the people and them, hey, yeah, what's going on? Don't vex with we. And don't vex with the people and them who make the decision, like we go and change the law. But Farley,
them very dangerous, boy.
If Farley win this THA election, boy, I'm sorry for the people of Tobago. Sorry for them.
Or you still a hope in dope, yes?
No, well, I had to put it across like that. Because if that is the case, the people at Tobago is not as smart as I think if that take place. Because we haven't Ansel Dennis would have break the silence. He would have went and investigated this whole thing. And he would have shown that the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago is a liar and bring proof to the people at Tobago. And if Oyen considered that, if the people then didn't consider that, because you are the Chief Secretary lied to you, Yahweh in Sturge, bring evidence without facts. Yeah, Kamala, trying to reshape a narrative for you to get vexed with international people telling you that people are fishermen. You hear the international people saying that? That Trinidad is just fishing,
No.
it's just fishermen living in Trinidad. Kamala
Mm.
constantly tried to gaslight people within the public domain. So
Mm-hmm.
so she tell you that, so you ain't gonna take on what the foreigners is saying. Because when they come to Trinidad and they show US military assets right just in the Gulf of Paria in Trinidad waters, yes, dumb and dotish Alexander saying he ain't see nothing. But I don't know, nah. I know.
And you know what is more dangerous about this whole thing? Is all of them know for a fact that a crazy man looking to start a war released a man who has been charged for 45 years. 40 years, get 45 years sentence, and he released the man. And now you come in to tell the nation that you went after a drug man in Venezuela that you know for a fact is a big lie. But what hot in Kamla? What is hot in Kamla is that when Kamla realized that the US Congress and senators and House committee members coming out now and saying that everybody from captain to cook who participate or who didn't participate but say the word to blow up and do whatever they had to do is now complicit in the whole matter and could be charged and brought before international law. Everybody started backpedaling. Everybody backpedaling now.
Dr.
And this is and this
Dr. Sean Sobers
eh?
and all. Sean Sobers and all started
Yeah,
backpedaling.
yeah, because they see Donald Trump approval rating going to all-time low, 34%, 34%, and all the indicators telling you do not go to war, do not go to war, do not go to war, and you still want to go to war. And you put this thing in the backyard of Farley yard, where this could send off, this could guide the missile. This is a radar that guided missiles. So you can imagine them sending off missiles and they put on all kind of military thing in Tobago that could send off Scud missiles, long range missiles from Tobago straight to Venezuela to make it look like who started the war? Trinidad and Tobago Nelson. Trinidad and Tobago didn't start nothing. It's Kamala and them started the foolishness because they don't know when to stop talking the shit. They don't know when to behave. You know, they used to have a saying, ladies must be seen but not heard. But she want to be heard and seen at the same time. She don't know she plays. She want to be a cockroach. You can't go in the dance and want to feel you bigger than these two players. Because if it is that these people setting up shop in Tobago, they rent out a whole, imagine that. And today, I don't know if you know this, Venison. Today, we got to find out that these people are being paid. All those people who rent out the hotel in Tobago, and take 150 rooms. You know them rooms book until 2028. You know those rooms have been booked for 150 soldiers by 2028.
Wow.
So people done the meals done provided till 2028. Budget done personal. Budget done personal. So just imagine. That's why you see wherever they call Farley and they put Sue Lash on the backside and tell him, hush your mouth, don't say nothing. You didn't realize Farley all of a sudden backpedal. Call the date for Tobago election and now looking to go forward.
Wow.
This thing is serious thing. And if people don't know, now they know anymore. These people are here to stay until 2028. Imagine you come into Carnival and you rent in a hotel in Tobago and you see military men walking up and down. The whole hotel is now a US military base. Tell me I'm wrong, Wilson. If you rent a whole building and you only have soldiers operating in the building from another country, what is that? Not a base? That is not a base.
Fearless, so what you saying then? That the rent out the solar and them the hotel up till 2028, you saying?
2028, it has already been paid for. The meals have already been paid for in Puerto Rico, in Tobago, Trinidad, you name it. People don't get money to provide meals for these people until 2028. When investigation has been done, they realize, wait now, all this money going, and that is why they want to call Donald Trump. They make it clear that Donald Trump can't go to no war without Congress approval, and I've been saying it already. He cannot go to no war without Congress approval. And what he is doing now, he is spending budget unilaterally. Nobody gave him permission. No. He's just doing what he wants. He's the boss because he's the president, but he doesn't know that there's a bigger boss than he, because everybody in America sworn to uphold the Constitution of America. And even Donald Trump and all can be removed in the morning as the president of the United States of America for that foolishness that he came on with in the Caribbean. Listen, this is so dangerous, this is so serious that people didn't know the way how they draw the map, the way how they have taught and conditioned our minds with the map. They make us believe as though America is real far away from we, you know. They make it look real far, you know, but really and truly, it's not far, you know. It's right here. So, as we said before, there's no international waters. So all the waters that is already in the Caribbean has already been occupied. Not so? So when the bombing people vote without due process, all of them who collecting the money too is also part and parcel. Because who money they spending? Who money is spending, Redison?
Well, brother, you watch me. I ain't gonna lie to tell you, you shut me down when you talk about the amount of years these people and them staying there in Trinidad and boy.
It's 2028.
What just now I and one out of the technicians was and if you look on the screen there, that is an example of what could one bomb. All those and the infrastructure to rebuild.
Brilliant.
Yes. But anyway, tell us, you talk about the money. Go ahead, let me not throw off your trend at all.
No, but when you look at the money that is being spent, it's US dollars. And US or America have a law that if you are spending US dollars and you're misusing it, you are culpable to face the same jail term as the man who committed the crime too, you know. So if Donald Trump taking misappropriating the US money to do his foolishness, and Trinidad collecting that money under false pretense, because what they're doing is saying that they're using this whole bombing thing as to bomb to deceive, because they say they're going after the narco terrorists and them and the drug runners. So they're bombing drug runners. They ain't intercepting them. They ain't getting the drugs, but they're bombing the boats. They're killing nearly 100 and something people must be done dead already.
Yeah.
You understand?
87 or something so far, but it might be climb up more than that, ain't true? It might make 100 and something by now.
So now that they bomb all these people, you're collecting the people money. Kamala has to ask, we have to ask Kamala this question tonight. Is that how she's managing to pay the so-called 10% that they run to the so-called CPO, who not even in the country, but they have an acting CPO acting and signing off and saying, well, oh, they're going to sign off for 10% for the so-called PSA workers to get the money by January? Is it that money that she's collecting on from the US to pay these people? So she collecting money. We just asking the question, is she collecting that money to pay the PSA workers while we under a radar system that encouraging a country to go and invade another sovereign country and somebody collecting money in between? That is what it's called a mafia. That is mafia.
Brother, watch me. I know you know, every time I do a live with you, that frighten me. I feeling real fear right about now. I just come here, just talk all kind of thing. But what you are seeing there is a conspiracy. That way you're talking there in a conspiracy between the US government and Kamala Prasad Bisesa.
But it's clear to see.
And
it is clear to see.
And it could very well be fearless that they are attempting a coup. That the UNC could remain in power indefinitely. Because we are seeing that they're not letting up with this state of emergency.
No.
You put radar system and then Wayne Sturge, a lawyer, is alleging that drone is carrying drugs from Trinidad to Tobago. But Wayne Sturge had to be a kind of asshole. Excuse my French. Because a drone, them little stupid drone that we just have here in Trinidad, could only go up to a mile. 3 miles, it had to be in line of sight. How it is a drone could carry drugs from Trinidad to Tobago and none of the, you see what threatened me? Is none of the social media activists in saying nothing. Well, this man that they call, I have a drone and my drone is up to 5 miles it could go. And that 5 miles means I could get about a mile and a half outside.
Yeah.
And you had to be in direct line of sight. If it have metal and thing like you can't really fly a drone in the city, although we get some drones such from in the city. The different signals that it have that it bouncing off. And when Surge make itself a boy, let me tell you something, eh? It at this time fearless. I was working with a company. And here with the company thing, eh? It had a boss man the company. I ain't gonna call his name. People gonna know his name. But he's a old school. He come from in the 40s and thing. Real old school. He gave a man a CD to burn some songs for him on the CD. The man bring back his CD and give him a flash drive. That man cuss up that man. That man say, boy, use a kind of ass. Use a kind of, and he keep on repeating it. He said, boy, why are you so stupid? You telling me I can get more songs on this little flash drive? What just big CD I have here? I can get more songs on the CD. Boy, you're laughing. Wayne Surge come here in the public domain and that go on recording telling the people that drones leaving Trinidad to go to Tobago. It don't have no drone in Trinidad. Get that out of your mind. What we have in Trinidad is quadcopters. It has no drone in Trinidad. None whatsoever. This man telling the public that drone leaving Trinidad and dropping off drugs in Tobago.
Yes.
But we playing with the UNC government, you know?
Let me tell you something. And I'm glad you talk about this whole drone thing. If it is that drone is moving drugs from Trinidad to Tobago, where the drugs coming from? Is it that he's trying to connect the so-called drug trade to Venezuela? That because it had to come from somewhere, because Trinidad will produce them kind of drugs that they're trying to portray and say that the drugs going to Tobago. So all of a sudden the drugs leaving Trinidad and going by a drone. So it going to the airport, or it going to the drone airport, and say here now, put it on the drone, and you just raise it up in the air, go up in the air drone and fly to Tobago and drop it off in Tobago. Let me tell you something. These people are continuously trying to push the narrative that drugs coming out from Venezuela and coming to Trinidad and now finding its way to Tobago to justify
Well, I see a stick on your side here. I'm Fearless. I know you stick up. Right, so Fearless stick on that side here. I don't know what it is, but people of Trinidad and Tobago, let me replay this so you will be able to see what we are speaking about.
You said that Trinidad and Tobago is a nation of fishermen. Nothing is further than the truth. We have fishermen, but we have other industries, we have other forms of income, and the pressure is being given. That
Yeah, you now come back up there. Hold on there.
Being bombed out. You see, what are you doing out there? Why are you so far out? Why don't you stay in your zone? Why don't you stay in TNT waters? And you'll be safe. Trinidad is not a target. Tobago is not a target. So I totally disagree with the narrative out there by some, that we're exposing our nationals to danger. As Farley said it earlier, there's war and there are rumors and rumors of war. There is no war. TNT is not a target.
At this time, we've had some issues with the existing radar systems and their capabilities. The new radar equipment being installed in Tobago is being installed to strengthen our capabilities and to assist us with counter-trafficking in terms of drugs, arms and ammunition, and interestingly human trafficking, which is becoming somewhat of an issue in Tobago. You may not know that there have been and continue to be illegal flights almost daily, inclusive of drone flights, which deliver drugs and guns from the mainland, as the traffickers have now grown some common sense.
Since last month, the U.S. military has been blowing up speedboats in the waters off Venezuela in what it calls a counter-narcotics operation. But the growing military buildup in the region suggests there may be another target.
There have been a total of 21 kinetic strikes on drug boats in our hemisphere, with 82 narco-terrorists killed. Each strike conducted against these designated terrorist organizations is taken in defense of vital U.S. national interests and to...
If the U.S. did strike inside Venezuela, what kind of retaliation might we see from Nicolas Maduro, and what might it look like?
Well, I don't think there's any question that if you're going to conduct land attacks and you're going to start throwing bombs in Venezuela itself, that they are going to defend themselves. And they're going to try to strike back. And that means that we could lose lives. And it's for that reason that I think it's really important that the President of the United States takes some time here to try to understand just exactly what are the objectives. You can't just do this by the seat of your pants. That's too much firepower. And one accident, one misplaced target could result in a small war with Venezuela.
Will never come out alive. We will really fight to the last man, to the last woman, to the last young person in there. And we know that we have the solidarity of the people of the world in this fight. So think twice before you come and invade Venezuela and Colombia.
What's the message to your brothers and sisters across Latin America?
Across all the people of Latin America, I tell them, let's unite against this aggression of the empire that doesn't want to die, doesn't want to accept that it doesn't have the same strength as before. We need to tell everybody, I want to tell all my friends, all my brothers from the Latin American continent from the Abya Yala, we are stronger and united, they will never, never win.
People of Trinidad and Tobago, you know, just seeing that video there, you know, it real hurt my heart. Because I would have seen in that video, hundreds of Venezuelans would have rallied to the call. And here it is, a Venezuelan citizen is telling you that they are willing to fight to the last. Nobody in this country willing to die for the people in this country. You know why? Because this war that it is involving, it could have been avoided. The Americans and them going in all different places and constantly trying to put the people into submission. Trinidad and Tobago, I mean, this thing had to stop, you know. It's not in too much that are against Farley, you know. Farley's a black brother just like myself. Alan Sampson, the same. Joel Sampson, sorry, the same thing. David Thomas, the same thing. But their priorities is no longer within the right place. Oh, you understand now? And the bringing war to us. Is it that when the Indian Prime Minister that would have came to Trinidad and would have told Kamala Prasad Bisesa that they could get land and thing in India up to a certain generation? That is why Kamala don't care about the people at Trinidad and Tobago. The war that will take place if Venezuela is hit is going to destroy Trinidad and will lick up some in them small islands. Or you don't get tied up with war. And when you flaunting that Trinidad is not a zone of peace, boy, what boy, as it real sickening. We must not allow this government to continue with this narrative. I see Fearless come back on. Fearless, I see you on back on and running. I know what went on your side. Yes, sir. Something I'm not hearing here. Hold on. Yeah, talk to me.
Yeah, but I'm here. I'm just doing some technical thing on my side here also. But let me tell you something, eh? Let me tell you something. Sometimes it just allow mad people to continue behaving mad until Sintans pick up with them. Or somebody decide, hey, send them to do a psychiatric evaluation. Because they ain't getting the Thorazine. The Thorazine apparently not going in properly. Because here it is, you have a certain prime minister who said to the nation, she personally wanted those raiders in Trinidad and Tobago. And our borders are open. But was it not under her administration that said we don't need no OPVs and no radar system? It wasn't under her administration that said that. Was it not under Kamala predecessor that cancelled those same OPVs and only take the helicopter for she to fly all over the country, which she frequent flyer miles in the helicopter? The taxpayers have to pay how much? $100,000 for she to take a helicopter taxi from the prime minister resident in where she homes in the Philippines to down to Port of Spain in Whitehall, that she had land in the savannah. Isn't it not the same woman? So when I sit down and I listen to these people, let me tell you something. This is the same woman who said, if we fail, blood will flow in the street. You have to understand the culture of these people. The culture of the people is about, I want the money, I want the wealth of that nation, and I want the land. If I can get some land from them too, they will take it. Because what is skill for? Let me be realistic here. What that particular type of people they skill for? They skill for the riches and the wealth. They don't care. Bomb them violently, bomb them. And they talk it and they're telling you what they're going to do. But yet still, people didn't listen. And now we find ourselves in a situation whereby our country is now being used as a guinea pig. Because a man done calling me a shithole. And we really go on and fall in the shithole. Really fall in. We are shithole to really be used to go and bomb somebody else's country. How stupid a game we could be in this place. How stupid a game we could be. And you know what the hurtful thing about it very soon? It's SOE or no SOE. People afraid to get up and tell these people and them where to get off. They're afraid to tell these people where to get off. Because you know why? You don't want to open your mouth and say nothing, you know. Because if you say something, they'll come and lock me up. And remember we in the SOE, so you can't really do this and you can't do that. Let me tell you something like bullshit. America, look, Donald Trump declared ICE and he declared this and he declared that, and everybody coming out and they protesting. They protesting because you know why? The rights are being violated. Your constitutional rights are being violated until the point that you now have a home, a man who's supposed to be homeland security calling for you, a journalist, a reporter. Call me they can call you what they want. We are journalists and reporters. They can say we bloggers, anything they want to say. But we have a right to uphold the Constitution of Trinidad and Tobago, and we are the fourth estate of this whole thing. Because if we don't bring you the facts and present it to you for you to see it in big bold, then I don't know. I don't know. Very soon we reach a point where dictatorship has taken over this country to a point where they will come to lock up Tom, Dick, and Harry. They can send out people to execute you under law. Because I've heard that there's some WhatsApp group that they put out a hit on you very soon. Is that true?
Well,
don't wait to hide it, you know, say it.
No, well, yeah, what you're saying. I mean, it's a good thing I have good friends in different departments all over. And they would have confirmed to me that they cannot take the information that are putting outside here within the public. And they are really trying to execute me. They say they want to bump me out. That is what they say.
So just imagine, if they're telling the United States of America soldiers to bomb them violently, you could just imagine you home in your house and you undergoing all these kind of threats, and all you hear is bam, that is the day he gone. You can imagine that? That is what Kamala pushing in this country. And now Farley joined the bandwagon because why? If he open him out, all what she gave him, all them goodies, all the money in the bag, the more increase in the budget, and all them different things, he could lose it if he go against she. So you understand where we reach in this country, Renaissance. You understand where we reach? We reach a point that we can't even open him out at very soon to say nothing. And if Rhoda Barrett and all, because you could have see she had this fear in her face when she did her live about this, where they want to take back people's US visas and take back this and take back that. And you looking to start a war. Our government is trying to start a war to invade a sovereign nation. But they're trying to take away your right and your freedom as a citizen.
Yeah.
Because why? You reporting and you talking about what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago to the wider world.
Yeah, and you ever bothering me about this whole situation? You ever bothering me about this whole situation? Is it after this whole situation, will that radar system remain there? Will the Americans continue to bomb boats out in the open sea? Will they continue to do that? You see, we have to reach a point that we have to understand that this thing is not about no drugs thing. This thing is not about drugs. And anybody that going ahead with that narrative, they are a lot more foolish than I think. How? Oh, I mean, if it's drugs you're looking for, why is only in Venezuela? Why is only in Venezuela? They want to bomb up boats outside Venezuela. What about the rest of the world? And we have to reach a point that we have to understand that the white man always feel the black man is stupid. And we own race of people. Forget Indian and Creole. Because at the end of the day, we are black in their eyesight. And they are counting us as fools when we sell out one another.
Yes.
Imagine a man blowing up people who you know, people who you think from right next door, and you just close your eye. You see, but I doesn't want to talk it in. But let me tell you something. We have two national birds. One is the scarlet ibis and the next one is the cocorico. They say the cocorico is so stupid that if it had two cocorico on a line and they shoot one, the next one stay in there.
Like Farley. Like Farley,
no, Farley had to be so stupid and to follow after that narrative, and the man would have appeared to be a good fella, a man that he come up with a bravado. He stand up against Rowley. What about the rest? What about the rest of the government?
Well, let me show you something. You talk about something there. You talk about something there, Renison. If you could, and I said it and I'll say it again, if you, as a president, who is a convicted felon, you still remain as the president, you going to release a man who was sentenced 45 years for the same narcotic. You going to release him because you pardon the man. After 1 year, the man spent in jail. You pardoning the man. What does that tell you? We're really going to Venezuela to do. We're really saying to the world.
That is cognitive decadence. You're telling the world one thing, and you're acting totally different to what is taking place, because there are a lot of drugs that is coming out of many areas in the world, many places, more than Venezuela. And to blow up boats and to state or to suggest that all the drugs coming from Venezuela ending up inside America and destabilizing America, that is so off. Because I would have listened to a program with Indira Rampersad, and she and all is suggesting that she and all is making these type of broad claims. She's a UNC and will do anything in their people that is UNC, and not taking this type of nonsense that Kamala and Prasad Bisasa is saying. She's so lock, stock and barrel. At the end of the day, how it is, we as human being, for when the PNM in power, but when the UNC in power, you encouraging Donald Trump to blow up people and kill people out in the high seas. At the end of the day, everybody had a way of living. So down to the fishermen and all is uncomfortable outside here. What going on? Trinidad and Tobago and the rest of the Caribbean ought to be a zone of peace. You know why? Why that is important? Because if one island is affected, the trade in the rest of the island is going to be affected too. We supply one another up and down the chain. We are connected here in this Caribbean. So when you is declaring that here is not a zone of peace and allowing US military activities to take place, encouraging it, a matter of fact, and it blowing up people and killing people, what will that do to our tourism? What will that do to our way of life? Just now we might end up here in a war zone, and what will take place? Trinidad and Tobago might be no more in 2 years' time. And that all because of an endorsement of this government. The place that all our we used to go, we could talk about the nice beach, we could talk about the river, all that might be no more. But we're in serious trouble here in this country. And somebody needs to say something about it.
Well, let me just add something to that. When you have war or declaration of war being done on people's country, do you know that there's something called terrorist cells that pop up in your country eventually, as what happening in Guyana? That Guyana actually having terrorist attacks, bombing, literal people putting on bombs and blowing up places in Guyana. You can imagine that region to Trinidad? You can imagine that as region to Trinidad, and they will say that, oh, we put in fear in the citizens. It's about putting fear in the citizens. It's about making people aware that your action will cause a chain reaction to other people who will sit down and say, you come in my country and invade my country, and I must just sit down and take that just so. Nobody will take that just so. People will retaliate. And if they're so naive to believe that people will just sit down in Venezuela and say, well, you know, when they come to Nicolas Maduro, and when they take Nicolas Maduro now, there are people who support Nicolas Maduro. And if the people supporting Nicolas Maduro, if you have a problem with the people, why must you go and, what, you want to go and invade the whole country? Wait until election time and let the people vote him out. But you can't vote them out because you know why? You can't go and interfere in the people's election. And that is what they have been doing in the whole Caribbean. They're going and interfering in Trinidad elections. They get rid of the PNM. They went Guyana, they get rid of the kickback Ephraim and get rid of the billionaire man who was really the prime minister. They get rid of he. They said, nah, we don't want he. So they change the election. They make the election change. Oh, just so in 2018. 1 minute you hear the man win, next minute no, he win. He lost. And they're trying to fight the man down from gaining the election. They go and St. Vincent. They send up the troops to try and get rid of Advance because he was the powerhouse man. He was a powerhouse man in terms of negotiating between Nicolas Maduro and even Cuba. You understand? Now they try to go to St. Vincent, but not St. Vincent, St. Lucia.
St. Lucia.
Look how they went and they demolished the party in St. Vincent, St. Lucia, and St. Not at all in the country now. No, better we put back the Prime Minister. Put back the Prime Minister quick. Because what America is trying to do is get allies to come on board with them very soon. And if you are against them, they're going to take you out one way or the other.
You see, here is fearless. You see, what make you think, or what make you, a matter of fact, think that, what you think make the UNC so brave in going and interfering with elections in different countries? What make them brave? What make them, where you think they develop that confidence from?
Well, who backing them?
Well,
who they feel again the strength of a bully? They feel again the strength of somebody who big and bad, you know?
Yeah, well, right here in Trinidad, fearless in Trinidad and Tobago, that the UNC would have hatched and executed a trial run here in this country underneath the guise of secrecy. Or you want to talk about Rowley's secretive? That Tobago election, that Farley Augustine and Watson Duke win, that was the first UNC project to interfere with elections. That was their first project, and they get through. So they went St. Vincent and they went St. Lucia after, but the manual didn't work in St. Lucia. They get through in St. Vincent because watch me, the time this thing perfect in. The time this whole entire thing perfect, and they are coming to do the same thing in Tobago. When you feel that Farley and them was operating independently, when that voice note that come out, and Farley said that AI, no, Kamala did say that AI thing, an expert did examine the video and say it's 95% accurate. That is not no AI. And when you go into the intricacies at the voice note that was played, because we have played here just in the whole thing before you came on, fearless.
Yeah.
That plan of election interference was tested here in Trinidad and Tobago, and they get through. So when they see they get through, they test it again in general election, they get through. And then they go on St. Vincent, they get through there. But when the St. Lucia start to understand what's taking place, they say, nah, they don't want Alan Chastity at all. They say he's a weakling, they don't want him. They say they don't believe in the governance that he might bring to the people of St. Lucia. So they come back to Trinidad now, and they want to execute it on Tobago. So when we bring in information to you all outside here within the public domain, they have a problem. So they open a WhatsApp group and they decide now, here what's going on. Let me get rid of the man. Let me get rid of Redison. You understand where this thing coming from?
Yes. Yes. That is the objective. That is the objective of what they want to do.
I see.
The objective.
I see again. I see you send me a message, J boy.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Do we have any Could we take a little quick commercial break?
No problem.
Commercial break. Could we take a little info break?
No problem.
Let's take an info break.
Yes, let's take a little info break. I know, and I understand what's going on.
We will never come alive. We will really fight to the last man, to the last woman, to the last young person in there. And we know that we have the solidarity of the people of the world in this fight. So think twice before you come and invade Venezuela and Colombia.
What's the message to your brothers and sisters across Latin America?
Across all the people of Latin America, I tell them, let's unite against this aggression of the empire that doesn't want to die, doesn't want to accept that it doesn't have the same strength as before. We need to tell everybody, I want to tell all my friends, all my brothers from the Latin American continent from the Abya Yala, we are stronger and united, they will never, never win.
Yeah, I have it I hear loud and clear. But what going to happen is that we will have to send a link. We got to send the link. We got to send the link. Yeah.
No better group of individuals to change the law than the Tobago People's Party. I must champion at the lectern today is that we have experienced over the last couple months improved the communications with the central government, and that must be commended. The fact that we have a government that is willing to communicate even when we disagree. They are willing to hear our voices and to have it impact on a national and government policy. I did reach out to Minister of Defense, Minister Sturge, but true to his nature, he did not respond. So the solution is not cussing you down there. The solution is to change the law. And there is no better person to change the law, no better party to change the law, no better group of individuals to change the law than the Tobago People's Party.
We saw pictures of a US Air Force aircraft in Tobago today. Can you tell us what that aircraft was?
Yeah, they are helping us with something to do at the airport.
What about military assets, aircraft, vessels, anything in Trinidad and Tobago territory right now?
Not to my knowledge, sir.
Democracy requires that we speak out even when the people we vote for do stupidness. When the people we vote for are doing wrong things, we must speak out. We must not. And it is foolish in any democracy to decide to be a PNM till a dead, or a PDP till a dead, or a Forward till a dead. Because some of you have more patriotism to all your party than you all have for the island. You all have more patriotism to the people you vote for than to all yourself. I mean, if my area representative was in the executive council, I would have taken up my phone and I would have WhatsApp my area representative and tell them, all you're doing stupidness. All you're on stupidness. We're suffering here. I must champion at the lectern today is that we have experienced over the last couple months improved the communications with the central government. Improve the communications with the central government. improve the communications with the central government. I did reach out to Minister of Defense, Minister Sturge, but true to his nature, he did not respond. But the reality of the global world that we live in is that partnerships will be formed. How do we collaborate in a more meaningful way? Because I want to set up a line of collaboration between those parties. Right, so there's need for to keep some formal line communication. Now, the truth is,
ask you another thing. The embarrassment of some people and some resources for you. I am hearing that you may not have received it for the last election.
As in the TH election?
Right, yes. Yes.
As in the TH election that just ended?
Yes, sir. So I give you some money. I'm not going to call the names because I don't want business, all the party business. But I sent some money.
Names is okay.
No, I wouldn't do that in a open meeting. I had sent some money because you all were having some big thing around Christmas or before Christmas. Then for this recent TH election, I had also sent some money.
Hold on, the TH election, however, I think.
Trinidad and Tobago. I know we here on this platform here, we just go straight at the jugular, at the truth and matter of fact, what does take place. And sometimes you have to be graphic and explain things within a particular direction so that people could understand what you are seeing there on that platform. Some of it are AI generated image as to draw a picture in your minds, in your hearts as to what is taking place. What would have just been shown there, they are not threat, they are strictly for artistic purposes. So you could understand they are artistic, how to say it, expressions.
Yeah.
Because we know how vindictive this government is, and we know how vindictive and nasty and stink their followers can be. Because when you have people like Lyndon Mack hunting down people to tell, hey, look, this woman say something here, you know, she had to get locked up. We know how vindictive the supporters of the UNC could be. So what was shown there was strictly for artistic purposes. They are done strictly for artistic purposes. So go ahead, Fearless, the fearless warrior, the man that need no introduction at all.
Well, let me just give you a little thing here that I was talking to Val about.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to Val, Farley and Felicia and all of these people, and I'd rather see the plane flying with the money dropping over the head. That all them care about the money. They don't care about how many people have to lose their job for them to get that money. They don't care how much people had to die for them to get that money. Willison, let me Willison. I would have already hired hotel here. But Willison.
Yeah, fearless.
You know what is hurtful about this whole thing? In order for Kamala to be able to pay this 10% or 4 plus the COLA to PSA people that she promised the 10%, she shut down URP, $400 and something million. She bet so that's $900 million, right?
Yeah.
She shut down CCC, probably another $100 million or $200 million. She shut down the agro-processing farms, the youth farm project, which was another, how much? Probably $200-300 million. She shut down, you know, it's not nothing that woman didn't touch, that she just shut it down. And that's how she raising this so-called billions of dollars to pay the PSA the 10%. But after you don't pay them the 10%, because you tell yourself, Farley going to the election, and Farley people are against the 10% before you go into that election. When you pay them people the 10% now, and you tell yourself Farley will win the election and Farley will hold on to power in Tobago, where you getting the money to sustain that salary increase? Because you're talking about a substantial amount of money they're going to get in the salary from now on, eh?
Mm-hmm.
And I have no problem with that, you know. But look how many people cannot now eat or drink or live comfortable in this country because a greedy union wants the economy cannot guarantee at 10%, but she wants to give them 10% to please them for Farley to win the election in Tobago. If that alone will wake up people to feel that Farley take a radar, he endorsed the radar coming in Tobago because he want money. PSA had to get paid. I want to be PSA, the workers, you know. Because they are PSA workers in Tobago. And they had to get paid too. So when them get 10%, he says he will win. But I am going to tell Farley here tonight. Right now, Farley ain't looking good in Tobago at all. He's not looking good at all in Tobago because you're lying to the people about this radar. You're lying to the people about contracts and how you obtain the contracts and who's getting the contracts for Tobago. You're lying to the people about everything. Imagine Asper Jack and all very soon.
Yeah.
Asper Jack would never campaign in the Tobago House election, Tobago House Assembly election. Come and get a big position in the government of Trinidad and Tobago over the two MPs who was voted into office. Imagine Asper Jack, the pumpkin man, who have a big judgment over his head. That's what the man saying, he planted pumpkin, that's what he was making money. But a big businessman come and get a judgment of how much millions of dollars that they take away property from him and then he make him a pauper. How you get a big position back in the government of Trinidad and Tobago and that Kamala Prasad sir, and you ain't even finish pay off that big until you have bankruptcy. Asper Jack must tell this nation whether or not if he did apply for bankruptcy, just not to pay them billions, them millions of dollars that he had to pay the businessman from Trinidad. He must tell us that. You see, it is too much corruption that was going on in Tobago, even with the ambulance. Imagine you take your old ambulance, refurbish them, and charge people how much millions of dollars for some old ambulance will break down in the morning. Imagine that. That was Farley and them encouraging in Tobago. Oh my God! Listen, what am I going to do? Oh God! Imagine people crying! They can't get money! No money is spending in this country. These people only about themselves. So, because Kamala Prasad, sir, call you Farley and tell you, hey, hush your mouth, don't say nothing. You get enough money in the budget. You get enough money to campaign. You get enough money for this. You get enough money for that. I want that radar day, lead that day. That's my money now. I had eat a food off of that. Farley, tell the people of Tobago, for 30 pieces of silver. Farley has sold out the people of Tobago for 30 pieces of silver. But I wanted to know that we will be in Tobago. I am not going to upset the Tobago election. I'm not going there for that. No. Just like what we did, we went over there and we did observation of the process. And we are going over there very soon to find out from the people on the ground whether or not they want Farley or they don't want Farley. And I can tell you, a number of people don't want Farley because he's a very underhanded, deceitful man, and he cannot be trusted at no point in time.
What's your fearless? You catch me by surprise here with this thing with Ashford Jack. I don't understand it.
You don't understand?
No,
I'm not afraid of it.
Ashford Jack. Go into that a little bit because there are people like myself that don't understand it neither. What he did? What was his crime?
The crime? What do you mean? What do you mean? What the crime?
You say he applied for bankruptcy.
He must no. He must tell us. I'm asking the question. He must tell us whether or not he applied for bankruptcy so that he could have tried to avoid paying the businessman his millions, UNC financer too, millions of dollars. I ain't talking about no 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, 6 million. No. You're talking about some serious $1 million. No.
So the Ashford Jack is the gentleman that you see in there?
Yeah, that's one-eye man, yeah. There's one-eye man in Tobago.
So, I'm just trying to understand this a little more. So, right now you have a position that is over the 2 MPs in Tobago?
Yes. You have anyone in Tobago then? Yes. He get a big one on that camera. He get a big one dealing with Tobago affairs. Go and check it out. Go and check it out. Look the one-eye man there, the Thompson man. They call him the one-eye because he was watching with one eye. You don't really open that drive too much, so you can't open that.
So all kind of people that Kamala employing within the government that have unscrupulous characteristics. I mean, if you look at David, David Lee. You look at people like Arnold Roberts. You look at people like Khadija Amin. You look at people like Rudal Munilal. And you're still seeing Anand Ramlogan on the cleaves because he was the man that picked up the case with CPEP. And to add to it, this guy there that they call Ashford Jack. Boy, we in for a serious reference.
Go and check it out. For yourself, friend. Don't take it from me alone. There was a big judgment that came out on Ashford Jack that he had to pay back a UNC financer who had financed the
Fearless, I know what's going on with you on your side. From time to time, I see you dropping frames on your side. So, sorry about the music that was playing. Thanks for informing us about that on your side of the fence. Yeah, Fearless, well, you're back up. I now seen you moving. You was now hitting with the story.
Yeah. You had to be. Oh, somebody said the music a little too loud.
Yeah. I don't know it on the side already.
Yeah. You have to remember, this man served in 2010 under the so-called partnership.
Yeah.
And when a UNC financer had given him money for the campaign and all the different things, they spent real money, and he did not pay back the UNC financer his money. Just like how Farley don't want to pay the people and them who would have contributed to the campaign in the Tobago election under Watson Joe, because he say he don't know nothing about that. All of a sudden he don't know nothing about that. Well, the same thing the Pumpkin Man tried, and the Pumpkin Man went to court. He was carried to court by the businessman. It is public knowledge, you know. It is public knowledge. And he lost, I think it's $45 million he has to pay. Go and check it out real soon, Ryan. It's millions of dollars. You know, he had a place, a property in Tobago where he say he opening some nightclub. Only he and two other partners are still in the big nightclub. I think he lost that too, because that was part of the judgment.
And now watching through some of the information there, and they have him in a big position, by.
And they have him in a big position. He got a big position, and the people are you know they cussing how he get a position in Kamala Prasad Bisesa administration, and he never do a campaign, he never walk the road, he never do nothing, but he get elevated. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. And Farley can't say nothing. You know why? Because all these fellas and them sell out. They sell out the people of Tobago. They sell out the patronage of the people of Tobago. They sell out the patriotism of the people of Tobago. They sell out the soul of Tobago. For what? A few dollars. But everything does come to an end. Because the same way how you tease the party from Watson Duke, the people of Trinidad, the people of Tobago is going to take back the party from you and put it back in the rightful hand where it's supposed to be, under Penelope Beckrose and the People's National Movement.
Now, were you talking about the gentleman, the PM Prime Minister? This was in December 16, 2012, right? PM Kamala Prasad Bisesa at the time defends top political leader Ashwood Jack as he faces scrutiny of his $2 million house in January 1st at the THA election. She says that she empathized with him. Mrs. Prasad Bisesa said that when she was constructing her home in the Philippines, similar allegations were leveled against her. And, you know, this thing real comical, you know? Let me tell you something about that house in Philippines. I used to work SIS at a point in time. And I and several other workers would have went down there to drop off concrete. Now, I can't say if she paid for it or that was a favor. Now, I could tell you, I could confirm to you, you know, whether she paid or not, you know, but I will leave it just like that so I go stay on the safe side. Not that I'm afraid, you know. But we went down there and drop off concrete. Truckloads of concrete. Like from a personal experience back then. And now, you're talking about a $2 million allegation, a house. And people want to know where the money from, and that was stemming from a piece of corruption with him. Kamala Prasad Bisesa jump out and defend the man. And saying, you know, similar allegation, and trying to say, well, you know, she was able to build that house. But we playing smart with foolishness, yes, right? Just what I say. We playing smart with foolishness.
He lost the judgment.
Yeah, he lost the judgment. He lost it. So why she didn't come and make a statement concerning that?
No, you can't make, because you see, the financer wanting money, you promise the man thing, and you never deliver. And it's the same thing Farley is doing to Tobago, lying to the people and them, and not delivering. And by not delivering, he is going to pay the ultimate price. You ain't pay for the man who provided all the speakers and the music. Pay to jump up on the road when I was on that Watson Duke. I don't remember too. It was a stolen party, you know. Farley is a way called a political bandit. You know.
Boy, watch me. This thing bigger than I thought, but I had to do some reading on this guy, boy. How this man, Ashwood Jack, would have evaded public knowledge because it's $15 million I seen there. 15 million. The man lost the court case for $15 million.
And you talk about lawyer fees and things also added on to that, eh?
Well, you can simply say about 16 million. Nah, but nah.
And he couldn't pay it.
Nah.
He couldn't pay it.
Nah, because
the man living like a pauper.
Nah, because
he happy that Kamala going to office, that he lifeline, that they might work so he can feed back himself. A financer. And let me tell you something. You talk about the house in the Philippines. When Kamala became the prime minister of this country very soon, who built the house? Who was building the house?
The same SIS.
The same SIS. So when you go to the bank to get a loan, you just get the loan the same day when the election when you start to get your house built one time?
No.
You make it make sense to me, no, man.
No.
Or you make it make sense to me. So you don't have a process. No, all that was in the making before the house. So as the election win, as you win the election, the next day your house being constructed, and you hear how much is the price of the house? Then you know 20 million, no 40 million, no 50 million. That's almost what, nearly 100 and something million dollars. I just asked him because plenty concrete, you know. How much concrete you want to put on there?
It's plenty, but when we went truck after truck, at that times that the truck run whole night to do a pour, and that was to cover decades. A matter of fact, I mean, to the people that looking on in the chat, as I keep on saying and reiterating, when I come up on the chat, press the thumbs up button. Press the thumbs up button. There are plenty of you there. Press the thumbs up button. Show some love. So there are many of you that are watching the live now. We put up a poll within the chat that do you trust the UNC government? Do you trust the UNC government? And until now, we're seeing only 6% of the people is saying yes. And 94% of the people is saying no. That is what we reach through here in Trinidad. So press that thumbs up button. Go ahead,
So when you look at the UNC and how they operate, they are mafia of secrecy. They are mafia of secrecy, but all the secrecies come out in public domain. Because when one in there, he loves to talk on the next one, and the next one loves to talk on the next one. And that's how all the businesses come out in the road. And Farley now, in that whole mix, because Farley now had to make sure that, you see, after the election, and he lost the election, because he's going to lose the election, he is going to lose this election in Tobago. And when he lost the election in Tobago, a lot of questions is going to be asked about his financial standings in the society. I wonder if he move out the father house. They still have woman check up there in the house. I wonder, this is now though. This is now the season. He declared it, so he have to answer the question. Is he still living in the father house, or did he move out of the father house? Did he make that child inside the father house? Or he's still a little boy and total woman inside the father house? He must tell the people that. He must tell the people the truth. Because when you see the election bill is over and question is asked, who built your house, Farley? Where did you get the finance from to build the house? What type of loan did you take to build this house? You have to look at your salary and you have to look at if you qualify for that type of loan to build that kind of house. And the same thing had to be happening with Kamala. Let me tell you something. Very soon, you know what I vexed with the PNM for? You know what I vexed with the PNM for? And I will say it publicly, no. You know what I was vexed with the PNM for? I vote for them, you know. But you know what I was vexed with them for? It's because there was clear indication of corruption with them fellas in UNC. And they dragged their foot on certain things. Or like Barry Padarat. Barry Padarat should have never been saying no in Parliament today. Barry Padarat should have never been saying no in Parliament today. Kamala Pasabi should have never been saying no in Parliament today. Because after a law of the 2015 election, they should have asked the question, bring it for the Integrity Commission. Where did you get the money from to build that big mansion you have down there in the Philippines? Did your salary amount could cover that cost? And how much is it, and how long do you have to repay the so-called loan that you so-called say that you take to build this so-called mansion? How long? Because you can't go past a certain amount of age when they pay loan. So where did you get the money from? You see, we play with these fellas and them so much that them come back now and you see how they play with the vengeance on them. You see how they're playing a vengeance game on the PNM? That if the PNM open their mouth, they can't say nothing. Because why? Sit down! We have more things than you. If you open your mouth, you bust your head. You really cannot talk the hitting PNM in the parliament. It's because why? You allow the snake, when they was wounded, to continue to run. And now the snake coming back now to hunt you and bite you. When you had the opportunity to lock up the tail. Forget the foolishness. Go after them, lock them up. Barry should have been paying back the country because he's our only child. He's our only child, so he would have got some things in jail. But he would have been our only child inside the jail. And this is the thing that we have to be doing. We have to put pressure on the politicians to make sure that they bring these fellas and them to justice.
You see, you see the smart too, Fearless, because look the thing with EMBD. If you're following the case with EMBD and Rudal Munilan, you would have seen that instead of Rudal would have put in his defense, he would have engaged in a series of attacks on the system to strike out the matter. So he went out to provide no defense. And you see how long that process takes. So them fellas and them brave.
Well, son, let me stop you right there. If the matter is before the court and a man shooting out as wholesale information in the public domain, isn't it not on the judge to tell the individual, hey, I'm putting a gargoyle on your mouth. Shut your mouth in this case. Otherwise, I'm going to put you in the prison cell. Isn't it not the onus on the judge to reining the minister or reining the MP and hold him before the court and let him know what time it is?
Yeah.
And why was that not done? Because if you're putting a defense, that means you're going to get a default judgment against him, not so?
Yeah, well, it happened to me already. We didn't get a chance to pay in a defense and they tell we defaulted. Why in this matter?
Okay.
Why in this matter they in default?
Oh, okay. I'm glad you're seeing it now. I'm glad you're seeing it now. How come in this matter and as many other matters, these fellas and them could dance from the system, but you as the ordinary poor man have to go through a system that is so oppressive that you going to make a jail, but them getting to walk scot-free. Because why? Their blood pressure going up. Oh God, they're suffering from heart problem. Oh God, the hypertensive. They can't say, oh no jail. But we, the poor man, must suffer in the jail. Like jail, who's supposed to know better. Who's supposed to have known better. And they are the ones who are supposed to be in the leaders of this country doing wrong and carrying this country down a hole to hell without no consequences for their actions, Renison. And that is what Farley is going to try to get away with in Tobago. All the things that all these so-called financiers who supported Farley and the PDP under Watson Duke, where he changed now to the T from P, wherever. You mean taking people party. Right? You're taking people party. You understand? You know when them girl want to take a next man from the next woman? Right? Well, let me say right them for them. But nevertheless. Never.
I understand it, fearless. I understand it. Take it easy. Yeah, it's not like a young brother.
No, it just goes to show you everything that Farley and these fellas and them have done so much of nothing in Tobago. And I'm saying so much of nothing that you're going to hear corruption and more corruption and more corruption. And you're going to ask yourself, where did the money go? And you can't see no money. You can't see no money. But they are not going to make a jail. You know what they're going to do? Some of them might submit the integrity in life and public life form after they leave office. You're going to, you're going to hear so much things about what happened in Tobago. It will be a shame. It will be a shame. And Farley, who is aiding and abetting Kamala Prasad Bissessar in setting up a military radar system in Tobago, might also see the pressure of seeing a jail cell also in this country. That is what I'm trying to call democracy. That is what they're trying to call democracy. But democracy is not about stealing from the people. Democracy is about seeing about the people of Trinidad and Tobago and using the resources for good means and not to enrich your personal self. Just like a few of them who taking money and enriching themselves in Tobago, all will be revealed eventually who are the people who take the people money and who building big house. They couldn't, as they say, they couldn't buy doubles, but all of a sudden they're drinking scotch. And I ain't talking about a cheap scotch, I'm talking about real scotch.
Well, the only how that could take place is if on January 12th, when the people go to vote, they vote them out. It's the only how this thing could happen, because as a more serious approach had to be taken to with governance in Trinidad and Tobago, where people is actually being held accountable for this whole situation. And a whole watch my paying no water in my mouth. Leroy Batiste and Watson Duke would have destabilized the government, would have tried their utmost best to make the PNM look bad. That is how they win the election. Watson Duke between the time of 2013, 2014, and 2015, 13, 14, 15, and 16, he would have received 10%. And he didn't open it. He know it. He tell the public that he didn't watch to see the percentage yet that was offered to him. Them do that to sabotage the government.
Yeah.
That's what them do. Because a 10% offer was given to the PSA when Watson Duke was there. And because he wanted to fight election, he pretend like if he did tell the people, you're getting 10% back then. Everybody would have seen how good the PNM does function. But what are we in this mess? So everything that the people and them do is to make themselves look good. Men like Watson Duke and Farley Augustine, if them you feel them fellas could win an election fair and square? The PNM had to get more serious in how they're doing things. Because how you can let an upstart like Duke clung on here. And we had the tape in it. But our plan was to do a final broadcast at the end of the year where I go bring in that information. This 10% nonsense that you get here. Or yes, you get 10%, but you get it for 2 periods. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 5. But it's games or others players. And I know you think that you get that 10%. We pressure them to give you that 10%. Because they don't want to give you. And look, the doing cell want to give the rest of the unions the 10%.
Well, they have no choice now, you know. They have no choice now, you know,
Yeah, but you won't see what Fearless say? Enough Fearless, Clyde Ella. Clyde Ella say, well, that ain't going to set no precedent. The people that support the UNC supposed to get the 10%.
Really? Well, he's a politician now, so he can talk all the bullshit. But I want him to know that come very soon, we will have to lead the people back to a point of righteousness in this country. We will come to a point where we must stand up for the people of Trinidad and Tobago and the workers especially in Trinidad and Tobago. But I am not going to let the cat out the bag yet. We can't let the cat out the bag yet because that cat might be a big cat. And you know them fat cat. Take
it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. You're a little excited. I understand that. So again, the people in the chat, keep pressing the thumbs up button. Press the thumbs up button. We're trying to see how much likes we can get. Keep pressing the thumbs up button. And we see in the polls within the chat. The question is, do you trust the UNC government? And it's still 90 people saying 90% no, they don't trust them. 90% of the people say no. Go ahead, Fearless. You and your thing with your fat cat, and I don't understand that. A kitten? Yeah, like you don't feed a cat properly, boy.
Well, you have to feed your cat properly. Because when you want to use the cat, let me
Never leave you alone,
what kind of analogy is that you're making? But listen, let me tell you something. The people, the workers of this country have been through a lot of stress. They're stressed out right now. Some of them can't see a proper meal under this administration because too much people going home. You see how many people lost their work. You see how many people can't even go to the grocery and purchase any form of food this month end. It hurts my heart to see that. But you know what even hurts my heart? But I ain't saying nothing yet. I just gave them a snippet of it. I'll give them a little snippet of this because I ain't saying nothing, you know. I ain't saying nothing because this thing will burn. You see this one? Wilson? I don't care who vexed me, you know. I am about the people's business. You see what Jesus said here about the Father's business?
You about the people's business.
People's business. And when the people say to we, Wilson, Slimy, and many of the others will be coming to join and rally the call for justice in this country. I want to hear them tell me that they can't get this and they can't get that because it will be it's not a precedent that will be set. I don't know where Elder get that shit from, but the precedent has already been set. Because if you get a 1 man 10%, you can also give every other trade union in this country 10% on the money. Otherwise, you know what's going to happen? Let the SOE over and you'll see every man jack coming out of the road and coming and making noise. We want the money and we want it now. The money must sleep out. Dr. Rowley teach you that. Do not let your money sleep out.
Nah, don't let your money sleep out at all.
Don't let your money sleep out. Always make sure you know where your money is. And it must be in my pocket. I want my 10%. And the workers of this country, the poor class of workers, whether they work in KFC, whether they working in the market, whether they're working on the road for somebody, everybody, CPEP, ULP, whether they bring them back, yes or no, everybody must benefit and share in this so-called 10% that now the Prime Minister and them concoct with an acting CPO to say they're giving this 10%. But one thing I want to say is that I don't want to say too much on it yet, but I'm just going to give them a snippet of this. And I want them to take this in the pipe and smoke it. Word came to me. This is a bombshell I'm going to drop here. This is a bombshell I'm going to drop here. And people will cut me, but I don't care. What is right and what is wrong. Because some people have a problem with certain people in a certain party and they don't like how certain people talking out in the party. You know what they did to them? You know what they do them, Renison?
I know, tell me. What they do them?
They fire them without just cause. Wait. And when I tell you, all will be revealed. But I gave them enough time, for mediation. You hear what the court they say? Go and mediate and then come back. So I've given them enough time to call in the people, hear the people and them the money, reinstate the people and them properly, because you fire them and they say don't have no money, but you hire. Look, I don't want to say, and I have video. I have video to show. They hire people. They hire people, but they don't like them, so they fire them. And I want them to know that I know the whole story, but I'm leaving them to mediate, because when the word has been given and the bell ring for me to bust it, then you will hear all the bail will break loose, and then you will hear them saying, call Wilson, we go pay, Wilson, we go pay.
They go pay. Well, they go have a different order, because you what I'm saying, all the unions in Trinidad and Tobago have collapsed. In terms of where integrity is concerned, plenty of them have collapsed. Because you can't go to a union and expect to get good from them when a requirement now to join the PSA you have to be a UNC. To join the PSA right about now you have to be a UNC.
Yeah.
Anything look like PDM. These cases are set on the shelf. We have no integrity here in Trinidad. It's a friend and a better friend thing.
Yeah.
Look, the man who was the CEO, he resigned and he's citing family differences and all them kind of thing you want to see family. But if they come now, them same people come out and tell you, pig does fly. I wonder if you could believe that.
Well,
it's a game.
yeah.
It's a game they're playing. This thing is a game, boy. And from what I hear, the man not doing their bidding to a T. They want people to say when they say and they do something, or when there was something done, they were done one time. That is what going on. That is what going on. But when you go ahead, or you give a man a work, and I'm just talking in general, or you give a man a work now, and expect him to donate part of his salary.
Well, let me tell you something, Wilson. Let them look out for Thursday. You see Thursday? I am putting them on notice. And let us we will deal with the whole aspect of that for Thursday's program. But I am putting them on notice that if this thing is not resolved as it should have been resolved by today, I am putting them on notice that on Thursday I am going to bust the mark. And I'm going to show them the power and the might of this new entity that is going to be coming. I ain't telling them that I want to let the cat out the bag. Because some of them might want to go after the cat, but they can't get the cat.
No, somebody just don't fearless. Let me address this person in chat. The last person that would have messaged, I can't see the screen too good. They say, Jesus Lord, get me on a platform and you will see the change in Trinidad and the country. And the numbers is, Miss Lady, whoever it is saying that, there's a link to the top of the page. It was pinned to the top of the page. You could join us there if you want to join us live here in this discussion here. Anybody on the chat that want to join us here live and, give their point of views on certain things that exist here in Trinidad and Tobago, you could join us there. And the person that would have said that, you could take my number 333-2176 and we go schedule our broadcast. There's the People's Platform. That is what this is. I was looking for a name other than the Workers' Rights. Workers' Rights is the network. But we never named the show. We did have Justice Advocate at one point in time where we had different set of people. And, and we changed it. This is the People's Platform. That is what this is. The People's Platform. So you could join us here on this platform. Friend, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, the link is in the chat. And anybody that want to reach out, we could do a broadcast together. You might have points, but this is your platform. Go ahead, Fearless.
But and we must also tell them on Thursday, they could come in. They don't want to call. They could rock and come in, and they could be live. Because you have to tell them that some of them don't understand when they say press the link. They could be live and they could take off the camera and they could talk. It's real interaction on a different level now.
True.
You pick up the phone and call Wilson, Fearless, say no, you can come in the studio And you can talk, you don't want nobody to see your face because we understand how this government is oppressive. They might want to fire in the morning. Although, let me tell you, I always tell people this very soon. When you're doing this type of work, and there's something serious that people don't understand, eh? When you're doing this type of work, there's no thanks in it.
True.
And there's also something, you put in your life on the limb, on the line to defend and help people. And you could be eliminated for doing that, for educating people. And that is why I will always tell them, when I come to do live, this is not about mixing. I don't mix the matters. This country is under some serious pressure. And if people want to sit down and believe that this is Coco Melon and and Papa Pig and all them kind of dotishness, this is not that. If you are a real man, you get up and you defend your country to the fullest. If you are a bar handler like the rat, then you know what you have to do. Just continue to walk with a woman and hold she bag from behind. Because he's not the man. So which one you are?
I have a feeling that you're talking about Farley Augustine, because I didn't feel he's the man. I feel you holding the bag behind. Because if he could jump up and say he know nothing and he's man for Rowley, what is Sir Kamala and you're hushing your mouth?
Okay.
He was man for Rowley and say Rowley can't do this, he can't do that. Kamala doing the way she want. Because you know why? You know why she do what she want? She buy your tongue. Or your man will do anything for money. Or your man will sell all your heart and all your soul and all your country for money. No way I could see a prime minister supporting a war. And all the ministers and them, for the love of money, is saying, don't study people when they're saying what could happen to us. Don't study them. And you are hearing international media saying on one side, hey, if shit break out here, we in serious trouble. And then you're hearing Kamala now strategically attacking the international media by saying, the international media saying that everybody is fishermen, like for it to take rage. But they know better. Because if it is, we have been selling oil and it have continuous oil boom in Trinidad. We are not known in the world for no fishing. We are not known for that. We are known for our oil. Because people, once it have an ocean, they can fish anyway. You understand? Up all of the Caribbean island, people just fish. So Trinidad have established its precedent within the public domain as being an oil-based economy. So when Kamala is trying to tell you that the international media feel that oil is fishermen, she's trying to embarrass you, telling you something that's embarrassing about them, for you to look negative about the news that they are giving to you. Or this government real sickened. Or you have to understand the game that they're playing in. And their supporters, they so in tune with psychology, they're telling you the same thing. But every time you start to talk about the inconsistencies and the lies of Kamala Persad-Bissessar, because she is a liar, plain and simple. Yeah. She lies. She's a big stinking liar. And when you talk that in the public domain, here is what the supporters telling you. But you didn't tell Rowley that for the 10 years. So what? So what? Right now, Rowley not here. We are talking about Kamala. Kamala is a liar. I'm saying that without fear of contradiction. When the media come and say she doubled down on her post, that means them saying it nice. She lie. She opened she mouth and tell a big fat lie that was then endorsed by Joel Sampson and was further endorsed by David Thomas. Farley tried to take shame out of his face and laugh and say he tried to reach out to Wayne Sturge. And he didn't answer him. And he's saying that he nature. And all that trips Kamala making to Tobago, all that trips. Or you feel them and talk about that? Wait now, so or you really believe that Kamala Prasad Bisesa and Farley Augustine had no conversation about that radar system? Fearless, you believe that, boy? You believe what?
Listen, do you have the song You Lie? You Hear Lie?
Of course, I had the song. I had that song, man.
I think you better play it for them, you know. Because that was Farley and them on, you know. I set a damn lie. Tobago will not fall for them lies again.
Them fellas and them just like to lie too much, yes?
I lie, Farley. Farley. That's right. That's right. Right.
Fellas only lying for we, man.
I know that's the liars and the long term.
What are you saying to them?
But then they would say that barbaric. But what I'm telling the people is not barbaric.
Yeah, them fellas and them doing easy. Yeah, son. Only lying down the place. He, Alan Sampson, Joel, all of them, Kamala, all of them. You can trust them people and them, boy. Look at them.
Well,
Yeah.
listen, let me don't get them too much. Leave something for Thursday. Because Thursday is going to be back on Thursday.
Right.
I want to send you the clip
The
to
eclipse.
play for them.
Right.
Yeah, gotta take them to the eclipse and play it for them. And then let them know the seriousness of what a lie could do to a country. when they continue to lie and lie and lie.
No, when
Imagine poor children imagine young children can't get milk, they can't get food, they can't get nothing to eat. The rich who went and get a 10% went and drive the big luxurious car, while the man who cannot even afford to buy a bread is going to be catching ass, nana and nana to be able to eat in this country. And they don't understand these things. But leave them for Thursday. I will leave them for Thursday because Thursday
no, well,
it's buffet there again.
no, well, when you look at it, fearless. When you look at it, that what they used to do liars long time, you know.
Yes, stone them to death. Stone them to death. Because that is what this government needs to go through politically. They need to be stoned politically to death. Because they're too wicked. And you know what is hot, man? You know what is hot, man?
Mm-hmm.
Wilson?
Yeah, talk to me.
It's when they could take the country that is one of the most happiest country in the world and turn it into one of the most saddest country in the whole of the world. So you take the smile off of people's face and just have them crying every day. But God don't sleep. Somebody is going to come to lead the people out of this bondage from this dirty, wicked, nasty, deceitful, corrupted government called the UNC. And you see all them who say no on state board. You see all them who say no on that state board. And all of a sudden, all them have mouth to open up because why? They eating a bread. They're drinking a little juice. Because they get board appointment and they feel that they could run racket in all them ministries and all them TV stations and all them different things. Raid Republic Bank, raid First Citizen Bank, raid NIB. You hear what going on? Before we even go further, before we close up, let me just drop this one. You hear the bill that going to come Friday? You hear that bill that going to come on Friday? You hear about the bill, Wilson?
No, I didn't hear about the bill.
Well, Wilson, let me tell you something. When you saw your prayer, no. When you saw your prayer come, because NIS going up to 20%, you know. They're going to take 20% of your money, you know. Not 5%, not 10%. 20% of your money that you work hard for. These bandits going to take your money to fund the shit, you know. And they're going to bring that bill and debate it in Parliament on Friday, you know. They also going to, when they start to raise money and raise land tax coming back in your ass, boy! You ever hear the bounty killer some poor people fed up? Well, I think that was going to break the camel back. Very soon, I don't know if you want, very soon, if you were wrong in Trinidad in 1986 and 1990, before the coup come and take place, I am sure you would have seen what would have went on at that time period.
This one reaching out to all the leaders and media.
Poor people fed up.
This is Rodney Price, aka Poor People Governor. Well, poor people fed up. To your system, shake up your issue, gun for whipping the boss.
Yeah, fearless. You were saying around 1990.
In 1986 and 1990, this country went through a depression, you know, where you couldn't even get plenty things on the shelves. The country was, You couldn't get medication in the hospital. You couldn't get medication in the hospital. People's salary get cut. You know the song? Cut it. Just cut. Cola get take away. Just get, you know. People was like, okay, all right. Then you hear IMF come in. And it was all the social programs like we're gone now. Gone. Literally gone. And now we're seeing a history repeating itself. In 2020, in 2025, going into 2026, where we will tax more than ever before to run our country. This government will tax free like we never see before. And you know what I'm going to say? You know what I'm going to say? If you did listen to what your mama say and what your father did say, because when Dr. Rowley did tell you, choose your woman carefully. Well, he said choose the man wisely, but you have to choose the woman wisely too, because we would have never end up with this woman, with this kind of woman, who is like a harlot, who like a political Jezebel. We would have never end up with that kind of behavior that we calling as a prime minister today, who don't care about the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Don't give them all today, fellas. Don't give them all today.
You see Sunday, you see Thursday, we had to go more in depth in how this deceitful woman came into power and how she continued the deceitfulness and the undermining of this country to remain in power. That's why we can't trust a person like Kamala Prasad and this government. No way, no how. Very soon, it was good. I think the people get the information.
Yes. Yes, they get the information. And you know, I hope everybody tune in on Thursday. We are going live. We will go live on TikTok as well, and we will go live on the various other platforms, because we are the technician that you can't muzzle him out. You can't tell him nothing. He's a man ain't taking no hush up at all. Yeah, that's what I say. Nice lively. The technician behind the scene. He ain't playing at all. One time, don't slip with him. Don't slip with the guy. Yeah, so he putting it up one time and he asking questions after. So to you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Leave me alone, I know Homeland looking to go after the man visa, and the man, if he's a resident in America or if he have a green card, what his name is the big and then you go to say the big BS, but the Homeland Security dotish man.
Yeah, the dotish man who say he'd see. Yeah.
Who ain't seeing boats. He want to go after slimy bad.
Yes.
Slimy to come back to Trinidad. But you don't know where slimy is. But he wants slimy to come back to Trinidad. I don't know what kind of man he's looking for, you know. I don't know. I doubt slimy. Coming back would want to come back to Trinidad to come and see a man. I doubt he coming to see a man. No, I doubt slimy want to see that man.
Nah, but
and make it worse, the man can read.
But Alexander is a dunce, to tell you the truth. He could say what he want. I don't care what nobody say. Alexander is a dunce. And you know what, friend, man? You see, he just try to rationalize his behavior. You understand? And we go play that video before we close off. When we close off, I go play that video for you. You understand? The man actually tried to rationalize his behavior, where it is he was talking about how he does answer the media and thing. But no shit, man. So people of Trinidad and Tobago, thanks for watching. My name is Renison Jeffrey. We are on the workers' rights platform, and we're going to name the platform. We're going to name the show. We had to get the show. We had to get it out on that order. It broadcasting on the platform, but it's not the workers' rights show. And that is something that we get past. It's just that we have been broadcasting here for so long, and it's easy to say thing, but that is the name of the platform. And we did have the Justice Advocate show. The next member we disband that show because of different political affiliation, because we know the vindictive. Get rid of, we shut down that program. This is a new program in where we talking the people's business. You understand? What we do here is in the name of the people. In the name of the people. So fearless, I know what you have to say in closing, but I had this clip line up here waiting to show how dotish and stupid this man is. But go ahead, I know what you're saying in closing.
Well, just in closing, I want to tell people, look out for Thursday, because I had to deal with Alexander on Thursday. I'm going back behind Farley, because I had to deal with Farley on Thursday. And we also had to deal with the political firing on Tuesday, if the matter is not resolved. Wherever the chips fall, let it fall. But I am here about the people's business. Relison, show them the clip. Don't empty the clip, eh?
Nah.
I am not seeing any USA vessels, but I'll find my way.
A U.S. warship has been spotted in the Gulf of Paria. Could you give us a little update on that in terms of whether permission was sought by the U.S. to enter Trinidad and Tobago's waters?
I have seen no ship. Nobody have sent any ship to me. So the only way I can answer that is I have no idea if there's a ship there. You see? If I saw a ship there and you see me present, then you ask me about the ship. I don't know. I have no answers for that at this time because I know I haven't seen any ship.
I did send you a WhatsApp earlier on today. I don't know if you saw it as yet, with a foreign media house pointing out the ship in the Gulf of Paria, a U.S. warship.
Well, the foreign media house probably needs to see me if they want to answer for me and ask me this ship, and take me to the ship and say this ship I'm talking about. And that's it.
And any update at all you could give between the U.S. and the Venezuelan tension?
Well, I cannot speak to the tension. What I can tell you is this. The presence of the United States in international waters continues to benefit the people of Trinidad and Tobago, because now persons are hesitating, or there's great hesitation in persons bringing in guns, illegal drugs, and performing this act of human trafficking. That much I can tell you.
No.
So I continue to shower praises on them. Our borders was very porous over the years, and we have some friends or partners with us that is assisting that. What else can we say? What else can you ask for? It's all about making your country safe.
No.
The U.S. You asked me a question the other day. How long is 14 months? Now you tell me, how long is 14? That's the first thing people just learn. If 12 months in a year, 12 and 2, so how much is 24 months? 12 and 24 months. So I just say, you know what? Let's play foolish with foolish conversation.
Well, fearless, I see a city clip. Yeah, what do you think about that shipping, man? What do you think about that shipping, man, fearless? I mean, before you wrap up, what do you think about that shipping, man?
I think the kindergarten, that kindergarten long time?
Yeah.
I think the teacher is upset tonight that she would have been trying her utmost best to teach that man how to read and how to function before he go to primary school, and then on to secondary school where he continued to be dotish. And he get through on a rank where he didn't have to get passes. All he had to do was have that ugly face and push up a muscle brain. And then when he done now, he comes now and he say, well, look, I am now the Minister of National Security, but cannot read. Same save his own life. Hey, Venison, let me tell you something. That is what you call a disappointment of the African man. That's what I had to say tonight.
all right then, fearless. In that time, later. So the people of Trinidad and Tobago, we are out. I am out, and join us here again on Tuesday. Thanks for watching.
So the solution is not passing you down there. The solution is to change the law. And there is no better person to change the law. No better party to change the law. No better group of individuals to change the law than the Tobago People's Party. I must champion the elected today is that we have experienced over the last couple of months improved the communications with the central government. And that must be commended, the fact that we have a government that is willing to communicate. Even when we disagree, they are willing to hear our voices and to have it impact on national and government policy.
I did reach out to Minister of Defense, Minister Sturge, but due to his data, he did not respond.
So the solution is not passing you down there. The solution is to change the law. And there is no better person to change the law, no better party to change the law, no better group of individuals to change the law than the Tobago People's Party.
We saw pictures of the US Air Force aircraft in Tobago today. Can you tell us about that aircraft?
Yeah, they are helping us with something to do at the airport.
What military assets, aircraft, vessels, anything in Trinidad and Tobago territory right now?
Not to my knowledge.
Democracy requires that we speak out even when the people we vote for do stupidness. When the people we vote for are doing wrong things, we must speak out. We must not. And it is foolish in any democracy to decide to be a PNM till a dead, or a PDP till a dead, or a forward till a dead. Because Somalia have more patriotism to all the party than you all have all island. You all have patriotism to the people all vote for than to all themselves. I mean, if my area representative was in the executive council, I would have cut my phone and I would WhatsApp the area representative and tell them all you're doing is stupidness. All you're stupidness is suffering here. I must champion the elected today is that we have experienced over the last couple of months improved the communications with the central government. Improved the communications with the central government. Improved the communications with the central government.
I reached out to Minister of Defense, Minister Sturge, but due to his data, he did not respond.
But the reality of the global world that we live in is that partnerships will be formed.
How do we collaborate because I want to set up a line of collaboration between those parties. Right, so this is I think it's some formal communication.
The environment is something.